Welcome, everyone, to the Born Primitive Outdoor podcast. This is the second podcast that I have done, and no greater guest, no better friend than my buddy Gladiators Unleashed, Luke Caudillo, is my guest.
Damn. What's up, Eric?
Nothing. So yeah, I they asked when we were talking about this, getting it going, they were like, hey, who do you want your first 5 guests to be? And you were one of them. And so we got Cameron on first, so you're right behind Cam. I don't know what to tell you.
Man, I got some shoes to fill, but either that or, fuck, man, I don't know. You lost all your friends or what?
Oh, shit.
You lost all your people or what? No, honestly, Aaron, here's the thing. Like, when you were in BC, I got texts. You would text me to say what's up, how things are going. Granted, you didn't need to do that, but it was kind of cool getting a text from you when you're guiding. And, obviously when you're, moved to Wyoming, it fucking put a damper in our relationship. But like, we've been good. And like, people hit me up all the time. They're like, are you and Snyder still good? And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't that, there's never ever been an issue, ever. And I'm just like, dude, we're grown ass men. If we have issues, we'll talk to each other about it, and if we want to get into some man shit, then we go outside.
Yeah. That is hard to find. I gotta say, dealing with who I'm dealing with now, which is some fucking heavy hitters, is
alpha male.
I mean, I'm not saying anything negative about anything. I'm just, love my old crew.
It's different.
It's just different. Yep. Yeah, it's just different.
Well, you're with a bunch of military guys now, right? I mean, that's what they are.
I mean, they're all former, tier 1 dudes. And I mean, the thing is here, like when we have a meeting, it is very intense. It is very direct. It's almost like what you would call an op order in the military, which is good, right? And it's just a lot gets done, and it's very decisive, very precise, and it's cool. But let's not talk about that. We'll come back to that later. I have not seen you in a very long time. I think Phil's show, which I must say, I want to throw a shout out to Phil Mendoza. He's a hell of a dude. He called me recently. I changed my phone number when I moved over to BP. I just want to say, like, Phil Mendoza is one of the best humans on the planet, and he reached out to me, made sure I was okay, just checked in.
1,000%.
And his show was fucking awesome. So anybody that listens to this should support that show. And I'll let you kind of take it from there, because you had a booth there too. Like, talk about that a little bit off the subject of what I thought we were going to talk about. But knock it out of the park.
Right. We'll fucking wing this one. You said it, but you said it. You and I both know Phil very well, and I knew Phil when I was still fighting, and I went into No Limits, and he right away knew who I was, and he goes, "Are you still fighting?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Can we sponsor you as a bow shop?" And I'm thinking, money, right? But little did I know, money doesn't buy you everything, right? Because I was a broke fighter at the time still, you know what I mean?
Oh, I remember.
And he's like, it wasn't too far long ago. And literally, he goes, we want to give you a bow. We'll sponsor you with the bow. Well, I looked at the price tags on the ones I was showing. I was like, oh, shit, these things are expensive as hell, right? You got to realize, I brought in a garage sale bow, a bear bow that I bought at a garage sale that I used in Nebraska shooting carp, and I wanted to shoot big game up here. I said, make this a shooter. And he's like, let's just sponsor you. So anyways, he sponsored me. Awesome dude. It kind of comes back to this, Aaron. He gave me a bow. He took a chance. He really didn't know what I was going to give him. Probably didn't do a whole lot for him in the fight business. But look what happened in, life now, right? Like, fast forward things. I'm not fighting. I got in the outdoor things. Everybody I send here talk about No Limits. I talk about him, talk about his family, his kids, just the way he is, just like how we authentically brought that up out of nowhere, right? Because you talk about good people. Phil Mendoza is the guy. and all his staff is legit, you know. And now, you know, that bow that he gave me, I hope that, I mean, I know I've sold him numerous bows because I've taken guys from the UFC down there like TJ Dillashaw, Justin Gaethje, Rose, you know. I've taken guys down there, he's shop and shoot, and they've hooked him up. And, you know, that one bow that he gave me back in the day, you know, that went a long ways with me, you know.
When Phil tells a story about meeting me, I didn't know him from Adam, and he wasn't. It was something about a release, and I had a bunch of them, and I handed him a release, and I'm like, "Man, just take this one." He's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, you can have it." I didn't know him, like I didn't know him at all, and from then on, he and I have been, you know, super close. So yeah, and then you know that show, the Mile High Hunt Expo.
Yep.
I'm glad that did well because he deserved it. Like everything he got out of that show did extremely well.
Yeah. I mean, and let's be honest, he's a businessman. He gets it. He knows what, I mean, he's obviously a great outdoorsman, a great hunter, and he knew that Colorado needed this in the state too. I mean, this is, you know, the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, you know. How do we not have a big outdoor show here? And him and Abe put it together, and I had more fun at being at my booth, bullshit, meeting up new people, just, I mean, doing podcasts and just being a part of the show was so important to me because I knew I was helping Bill. But dude, it did so much business for me. Like, people are like, "Oh man, I actually can put a face to your name now," and blah blah blah. I mean, you know how many times I heard like, "Oh man, you and Aaron got to get back on the podcast." Like, that was the OG stuff that when it started. You know what I mean? Like, it was. So it was a great time there at my High Expo, and it was obviously great seeing you there. You know, and just all the support that he had there.
Yeah. Oh no, it was great. And I mean, you know, while we're, you know, talking about this, like, you know, you and I haven't, you know, talked for a while. So during, you know, let's talk about Derek Wolf for a little bit. You're friends with Derek and Lane Walter.
Yep.
So Derek came up. So, well, before I go to that, everybody, Phil Mendoza, No Limits Archery, Mile High Hunt Expo, huge shout out to those guys. And, you know, and Phil in general, just a great fucking human. But moving on. So Derek booked a goat hunt with me. And you know Derek, you hang out with Derek all the time. Lane came up and filmed it. Have you talked to Derek since the goat hunt?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to him a little bit. We were at the fight together at Bear Knuckle was there. Yeah, I've talked to him, yeah.
So what did he say about the hunt?
Oh, he was like, "It's the most epic thing, but it's fucking crazy hard, bro." It's fucking on Mars. Which I'm like, you don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. You talk about, bro, it gets different, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, that hunt with Derek, I mean, he did good. I mean, he did. I was surprised because it, like when we hiked in, I mean, it's a fucking ways where I took him, and we went a long ways in, and we were not remotely close to being there, and he did good. I mean, he did great. The hike back out, I don't think he was overly impressed with.
Hey, let's he didn't do as good as me on our mountain goat hunt.
Oh fuck. Well, the thing with Derek, right, is like I think, like, I'm gonna say what pride, like he did not want to look weak on this thing, you know, like, you know, and I'm saying that meaning he's a tough son of a bitch, and Lane did great too, but like that hike out was not fucking cool, dude. It was 9.5 to 10 miles, and it was above tree line, into tree line, down through the, you know, the alpine, into the fucking moose swamp. Dude, it was, I mean, even for me, by the time we got back, I was like, okay, that fucking, I don't want to shoot a goat back there again. That was fucking far.
Ever again. Yeah. I would have took my fucking knife and stabbed my calf and hit the beacon. I just said, "Get me out of here, boys. I'll see you back."
Did he talk about the hike out?
No, we didn't really talk about a whole lot. It's so loud, and everything. We're bullshitting and everything. So we were actually more shocked about other things that happened in current affairs. But go ahead with all the back priority.
Well, he was fucking awesome to hang out with, and truly gained a lot of respect from me because I put that fucker through a lot of shit. So.
Yeah, I'm sure. And it's crazy because I knew Derek as a football player, right? Like, being a fan of a Bronco fan my whole life. And then I found out, Cowboy Cerrone was, boys with him. And I was like, damn, how's Cowboy get boys with Derek Wolf, blah, blah, blah. And, fast forward life, dude, he got a bow at No Limits at Phil's place, right? I seen it. He posted it because I was following him on IG. And I said, hell yeah, congrats, welcome to the club. Baba hits me right back up, dude. And he's like, rumor has it you have a fucking 3D range. It's private at your place. And I said, yes, I do. And he's like, let's shoot. And, I'm like a little fucking schoolgirl, deep inside. Like, remember when you used to live right next to me, Aaron, up here? Yeah. And when you're like, yeah, you want to shoot? And I'm like, I'll play it off like, yeah, you want to? Yeah, we could probably do that one time. But deep inside, I'm all like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm ready to go. I'm fucking getting invited, right? Well, now Derek Wolf wants to come to my place and shoot, right? So like, I'm thinking like, damn, I'm getting static, So I'm like, yeah. There's only one thing though, like there's a mission, and he's like, a mission? Okay, cool, I'll pay whatever. And I was like, well, I know you got the bread, bro, but you got to come and be on my podcast. He goes, dude, I didn't think you would ever ask me to be on. And I'm like, what? He goes like, I'm not cool like Aron Snyder. And I'm like, Aron Snyder who?
Yeah. Well, it's funny when I got him on my podcast, dude, I don't watch sports. Amy is a fucking diehard Bronco fan, right? And, yell at the TV, come on, John, like whatever, like she knows him, and I don't watch sports, right? I just don't. So I'm like, hey, do you know who Derek Wolf is? And she's like, are you fucking dumb? I'm like, maybe. I was like, what's up? She's like, he's one of the greatest defensive players the Broncos have ever had. And she's like, he's won whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so I got it. He's cool. He's on the podcast. He's like, fuck, I'd love to meet him. Of course, she's met him a ton since then. And I mean, he's just a fucking, I could give two fucks about his football career, truthfully. Like, I don't care.
Like, after you meet him, you're like, oh, yeah, that's the back burner. He's just a good cool fucking dude. Around.
Yeah, he's just a good guy. So,
yeah, so I got invited to his retirement party, right? And me and my wife went down. And, like, this was, like, the second time hanging out with this dude, right?
Yeah.
And he has who's who at this fucking party, right? It's his retirement party. NFL players up the ass, right? Like, who's who? And I'm like, damn. I'm looking at all these gold chains and diamond iced out chains. It's what made me want to get one. So I was like, fuck it. Justin, you better win because I want to get one of these fucking chains, right? So I'm watching all these celebrities just like, because that's what they are. Like celebrities to me, NFL players, right? And bowl and everything. And he finally sees me and he comes over. He goes, dude, I'm so glad you made it. Come on, let's go back to the tiki bar. Dude, he did not leave my side. And of course, we did not leave the bar because we drank nothing but tequila that night. The whole night. Like, I'm not kidding you. And there was everybody that was coming here saying congratulations. And he was introducing me to everybody like I was his buddy for 20 years, bro. I felt like it was freaking awesome. But to me, it was something special to me that, it made me feel great, as a person, because, I knew I was getting him on the podcast. So I reached out to you guys and I said, hey man, let's get Derek hooked up with some shit because why not? Like, this guy is a legend in the sport, you know?
Yeah, and again, I can't say enough. I mean, Lane as well. I don't want to skip out on Lane. Just two fucking good dudes.
Lane's a gangster, bro.
That poor,
he's such a gangster.
That poor fucking bastard. He had to carry all that camera gear, and whatever. Obviously, whatever the shit for getting in. And when we got dropped off, I told him, I was like, look, we saw some big goats back here. It sucks getting in. We've got two options. I listed all off. And, when we go in, we have like a giant nanny, like end up like bedding above us by the tents. And, Derek's never seen no shit like this. And honestly, I don't know how much Lane has seen either. I mean, we're fucking, there's no fucking roads. There's no power lines. There's nothing where we're at. It's just truly an epic place. And we were with North River Outfitters with Ron and Maria, and super good people. And so, we hung out at camp, a little bit when they landed, got the fuck out, got flown in. And I didn't know if Derek was going to get in this Super Cup, right? It's a 2-seater. Pilot and
he's a big dude.
But he got in that thing, and Ron, who talks nothing but mad shit all the time, Ron was like, that wasn't that bad. I'm like, well, he's a fucking athlete, because the flexibility for him to get in that fucking plane was truly impressive. Like, he did.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. And so, when we hit the ground, we hit the ground running. We all got out. We had the packs loaded up, went over some shit, and off we went. And it was cool. He shot a big fucking goat. It was crazy. I mean, it was awesome. And I mean, go ahead.
No, I just saying the goat that the videos you guys took and the picture that came out that was not a normal goat. You know what I mean?
No, and honestly, I was off on the age. Like, we talked about it. Like, I thought it was a certain age. Ron thought it was a certain age, and it was ended up being between the two. But it was a big goat, and
it was an awesome goat.
Oh yeah, it was cool. And then we got above it. It came right to us. Like, it was cool. I got a video of him, where I video him and the goat, and when it's coming up to us, and he's all smiles, and no, it was, of course, it was cool. But anyway, so yeah, definitely a big shout out to Derek Wolf, and he does a shit ton for the outdoor industry, which is huge. And Lane Walter, who's a badass as well. But yeah,
Lane's been in it. We got to give a little credit to dude. He's been in it, and and here's the thing: like, Lane's been friends with these guys before they even hit the outdoor industry. You know what I mean? Or made a presence in the outdoor deal. So you got to give credit where credit's due with Lane. He that just gives credit to Lane, because me and you both know Lane real well, and we know him as a videographer, photographer, great outdoorsman. But dude, the guy's a gangster as a father, family man, whatever. But people attract Lane because he's good people, right? Like, I got guys in the MMA world, they're like, dude, this guy named Lane, he says he knows you. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I do know him. The firefighter. He's like, yeah, dude, that guy's legit as hell. He does all these workouts with us. And I'm like, yeah, that's Lane. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So
and I
Lane
mean, reality is, like, I would, if I went anywhere in the world and somebody said, hey, Lane's coming, I'd be like, fuck yeah. And I mean, and I've talked about this, you have fuck yeah guys. And when I say that, like, a fuck yeah guy is like, somebody's like, hey, Aaron, you're going to head here, whatever. And, A, B, C, whatever person is going, I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. A fuck yeah guy is the guy, no matter what, he's coming through for you.
Lane
like, he's
that guy.
Yeah, Lane is a fuck yeah guy. I mean, he's one of the guys that I'm excited that goes. And not taking away anything from other people. It's just always in a good mood, great woodsmanship, great field craft.
Good mood.
Oh, yeah, no. And he had those goofy ass fucking Harry Potter glasses on because he's going blind like me. And I was laughing my ass off because he had these black rim glasses. And I was like, what the fuck are those? And I'm like, well, the only thing, I mean, I've got these fucking Oakley half jackets, and I look like I'm ready to go shoot skeet. And he's got Harry Potter glasses on. I'm like, man, I can't say shit. Like, fuck, I've got these things on.
Yeah. So, like, when you say fuck yeah to me, we either going into a bar or well, only a bar, huh?
Let's talk about that. So, when you guys did the SIG Tactical or SIG Hunter games.
Yep.
Lance was excited. He's like, man, I think we got a chance. And I'm like, Lance, I love you. I love Luke. I love Justin. You have no fucking chance of winning. Like, zero chance. Unless it goes to hand-to-hand combat and you will fucking destroy. Like, you will be great. And
we were begging for that, dude. I swear to God, we were begging for that. And I mean,
did it?
I was like, hey, after I see the teams, I was like, okay, well, these motherfuckers shoot all the time. They're Navy SEALs, Green Berets, fucking, you know what I mean?
Oh, like, dude, Born Primitive?
Beat these guys.
Like BP. Like Mike Hearn, Cody Alfred.
Yeah, you guys are fucking some sandbagging motherfuckers.
So it was funny because, like, when I'm hearing, I was supposed to be gone, but I was here. But I mean, it was one of those things where once I found out I was here, I couldn't go. But I can't go into great depth of what Cody Alfred and Kurt have done in the military, but they've done a fucking lot, right? And they
ain't average.
No,
they ain't average motherfuckers. Well, not average civilians. So, they ain't even average military people. No. You know what I mean? Like, they're above that shit.
They are not. And then you look at Mike Hearn, who's no slouch, right? But Mike, Mike being the lower of the three, who's a fucking stud himself. And I'm like, Lance, you're not fucking fist fighting. You're shooting guns. You're fucked. Like, you're not going to win. I felt bad.
That's that mentality, though. I got that win mentality.
Oh, dude, Lance. Let's talk about Lance for a minute. So, Lance is gonna be mad that I talk about this, and Lance is a fucking stud and a brother to me. But Lance was a little short on food on one of the hunts, and we divvied up food. I had Adderall. I had Adderall right with me.
Oh, so you were straight.
But I don't take Adderall, but maybe 3 times a year. But I know Adderall gives me the ability to focus like crazy, and I don't eat anything all day.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, hey, Lance, do you want an Adderall? Lance doesn't talk a whole lot. Let's keep that in mind. Now, Lance, I mean, I guess Lance is a 20.
Did he take
dude. So Lance is.
What was his name? Motorbout Jones? What is that guy?
See, Christ on his throne. Now, Lance is one of the toughest individuals I've ever met. He's a fuck yeah guy. He's a badass. Doesn't talk a whole lot, right? So I'm like, hey, man, we're running on short on food. We've got some days in the hunt left. Let's take an Adderall. Fuck my life. He would not shut the fuck up. Like, he fucking talked so much. And Lance is very, very good at
quiet. He's quiet. He's so low key, dude. That's so funny. I want to give him an Adderall. Hang out with him.
So, dude, Lance is fucking awesome. But Lance is also, he will not fucking hesitate to tell you that you picked the wrong route, that you did the wrong thing. Well, it was way fucking worse when he was taking Adderall, right? So at like 3:00, he's like, dude, this shit's fucking amazing. I haven't eaten all day. And I'm like, I know. And you won't shut the fuck up. Like, dude, it was fucking hilarious because he just doesn't talk that much. And I'd be...
He probably chopped that toothpick up in fucking pieces by 2 minutes, bro.
For those listening, that to put things into perspective, Lance is a physical fucking beast, right? 20 years special forces and just an all-around great woodsman, right? He's a great hunter, good all around. He's just a fucking stud.
You hear about the guy that's quiet, the quiet one. You know, the loud ones you don't fucking have to worry about.
Yeah,
it's the quiet ones that will fucking rip your fucking head off or blow your fucking head off, right?
Yeah, except when he's on Adderall.
Lance is that guy, like, just mellow, low key, doesn't get really too jacked up. Like, he was smoking these fucking things, and I knew I made him proud when we did the running event, the shoot and run deal. Because, dog, I went out there on my shield, dog. I was ready to call 911 on myself, dog, if I could. And he was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, Justin's trying to give me my inhaler. And and he's shaking me on my shoulders like I'm trying to get my win back, but he's shaking me. He's like, dude, I'm so fucking proud of you. You fucking did it, man. You did it. Like, I didn't do shit, dog. I just tried to not embarrass the team, and he is such a fucking genuine guy, but like, he is the guy that you like I will say this, like this is a guy that I hope my daughter brings home to me. You know what I mean? Like a guy like him. Like I have a daughter, and I know she's going to get married, have a boyfriend one day, and I hope to God it's someone like Lance. If that doesn't give you credibility, Lance, then I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like I like you. I like that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, he's awesome, and I only bring this up. I spent a lot of time on the side of the mountain with Lance, and he's just. But that day, whatever I did wrong, he had no issue telling me like, "Why'd you go that way?" Dude, shut the fuck up! Like, dude, he's like, man, you have your head down too much. You always have to have your head up. I'm like, okay, GI Joe, chill the fuck out. Okay, like, dude, it was a fucking good day, and we were with. The guy we had with us, the client, was one of my best friends and a fucking unbelievable human, which is he's actually my doctor. His name's Drew. And Drew was awesome, right? And we're dragging Drew through some fucking shit, right? Like this poor guy, like it's not good. And it was one of the, we did not end up getting a goat, but it was literally one of the most memorable and fun hunts I've ever had with those two guys. But it was one of those, I was like, we're going back, and Lance was like, I told you whatever. And I'm like, Drew, he did not fucking say that. And Drew's like, I'm not getting in the middle of you two fucking knuckleheads. Like, you guys were. And I'm like, Lance, you didn't say that shit. He's like, I told you that whatever. And I'm like, you did not. And Drew's just laughing his ass off. So it was an amazing, amazing hunt. And just Drew's an awesome guy too. Has helped me out in many ways. And Lance is just a great dude, like Lane, just great to be on the mountain with. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, welcome to my life. You say you didn't get one, right? But you still had a hell of a time with your boys, right? Like the animals are icing on the cake sometimes, man. And like in my world, sometimes it's more than I want, right? But like literally, like those are the hunts that you remember, right? Like the camaraderie, the fucking storytelling that you tell on a podcast, and people are going to be like, dude, I want to have that adventure. I thought it was always about killing a big fucking animal or tagging out this and that. Bro, I've had way more fun hunting with some of my guys that we just fucking, go out there for fucking 3-4 days, and we have a hell of a time, and we're struggle busting, and we have the best stories after it, and it doesn't have a goddamn animal to show for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just me coming in out of left field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, like, whatever with the people we're talking about, or we're just shooting the shit or whatever, is like the one thing I've found is like loyalty, friendship, like, man, it goes a long way. So like when I bring up Drew or Mike or you or Lance or Lane or Derek or whatever, like those are guys that, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what, right? Like they're there. Like they're there for me. Like they're there for you. They're just awesome fucking humans. And they'll tell you when you're fucking up. They'll tell you when you're doing good. They're there, like no matter what. And they're just awesome fucking people.
Well, and it's funny because like the more and more I, get into this, I don't even, well, me and you hooked up in 2015, Aaron. I came down to Caparo, right? You gave me a chance, and I met you before that, but we won't talk about that because we've talked about that on other podcasts. But like when I started Gladiators Unleashed, I came in, made an appointment with you, and I said, I want Caparo to sponsor me, and you were the man to talk to. Came in your office, sat down. I had Poindexter Dick Face with me, my TV producer at the time, which obviously he was short-lived in my deal. But you gave me a chance, right? And now that I'm in the industry, you should have fucking been a real friend and said, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of this industry. It's not what it's meant to be. It's not what it's all glamorous.
Yeah,
like here's the thing what people don't understand, and I this is just me speaking loud, and like I'm different though, because I work with companies I choose to work with, and I'm grateful that when I choose to work with companies, they want to work with me back, right? So it's not like I'm making a shitload of money over here, because I don't, right? It's the fact of the matter. That's why I'm bringing this point up, because people think, oh, Luke, you're in the outdoor industry, you make all this money. You and I both know that's fucking, it's false, right? And I give all those people on the Sportsman channel, outdoor channel, that are still filming, making those series, God bless them people, because I don't know how you're doing it, and continue to do it, because you love, obviously, the outdoors. But me outside looking in, like, man, I'm all about being in the outdoors. I love it. But, like, man, it's not a place for everybody. It's not the cookie cutter. It's one piece of pie that everybody's trying to get a sliver from. Is that not true?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no.
I mean,
100%.
100%, right? So, like, now that I've kind of got it more into the UFC demographic, Justin actually has, paid off, and he's a superstar now, right? I get companies hitting me up from outside looking in, different outside of the hunting brand. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a 9-day difference of what, companies will pay. What's my deliverables on this end, to get this? It's a 9-day difference, right? And I'm like, Aron Snyder should have told me this back in 2015. Like, dude, you're going to fucking, it sucks being in this industry.
It can. I mean, as I say that, when Cam was on the podcast, we talked about a bunch of shit, but I have an amazing life. I have amazing people around me. But, in truth, like, gun to my head, there are times where I'm like, man, when I was hanging out of a fucking building working on commercial, glass, aluminum, whatever, it was a lot less stressful. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot less drama. You know what I mean? And, like today, I got to throw a shout out where we're talking about people. My dentist, Dan Hauk, is a fucking stud. And, that dude, Dan Hauk, he lives up here.
Okay.
We did a podcast with him before. I'm going to have him on again. He's just a fucking good human. And meaning, like, he had some issues with chemical dependency before. He got in some trouble, did his shit, got done with it. And he's very open about it. He's helped a lot of fucking people with chemical dependency. He's a good fucking dude. Like, he's just literally like, if he called me tonight and said, I'm in fucking Djibouti and I need help, I'd find a way to get to him. He's awesome.
Yeah. And you have those guys.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome. And he's a local, so I hanging out with him all the time. He's just a fucking great dude. But, like, with what we're, like, it's very hard to find people like that in this world that we live in, right? And so he knows, like, what's going on the back burner. So we're, like, talking about the outdoor industry and getting into it and whatever, right? All that shit. So he's a dentist, right? But we talk all the time. I hang out with him. We hunt together. And so he sees shit from different perspectives. He's seeing shit from the Instagram world, right? Like, he's looking at it like whatever's going on. And then he sees it when he's at my house and I'm fucking on phone calls and then whatever. And he's like, dude, the life, like, this, it is not what I thought. You know what I mean? Like, he's constantly seeing shit going on. So yeah. And I mean, I'm glad he's around here. He's just a good person in general. He's great to have around. But a few times he's like, man, fuck the outdoor industry. This is horrible. Like, whatever. When he says that, meaning like some of the shit that goes on that people probably don't see, what you go through, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I say that, Aaron, and you say that too. And look what it's done for both of us so far. You know what I mean? Like, it's been awesome. And, I say that oh God, the outdoor industry, when it made, dude, if it was so bad, why would I still be in it? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, and
why would I?
That's what I was talking with Cam about. It's it's amazing. It's done a ton of stuff for me. But, you know, trying to be honest, there are times where I'm like, fuck, man, it's been a rough day. And people listen to this and I get it. They'll be like, what are you complaining about? Whatever. I get it. Right. I've been there. Like, I've swung hammers. I was in the Army. You know, I get it. But man, it's not always what you thought it was. I will say that.
No, it's not. And the people only see the fucking outside looking in, right? They don't see the, like, I was talking to my buddy Josh, Walker yesterday about it. And, we were, talking about, like, oh man, because me and him kind of want to start something up again and do something. And I was like, listen, bro, I am not trying to step on nobody's toes or anything, but like, I am cool, like right now with the companies I work with. If we do this, I want to do something totally different. I don't want to work with the companies, that I already established a business relationship with. But here's the thing. The companies I work with, dude, it's literally been a blessing for me. Like, it really has, because like, honestly, man, like, I'm just a kid from Nebraska, dude. I am literally a kid from Nebraska. I was pretty good at fighting, and obviously I'm a way better coach than I was a fighter, because I am some of the baddest motherfuckers in the sports down today, right? And I get to work, and I take pride in myself. Like, I hold my chin up high, even like when Justin lost against Max, dude, I hold my chin high, because you know how many people would love to die to be in that situation? Like, literally everybody in America, let alone the world, I got the best seats in the world to be cage side. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't trade anything from the world. So, like, when I put my name on something, win or lose, like, whether Aron Snyder breaks the internet and says he's Quentin Caparo, and Justin Gaethje gets knocked out by Max Holloway, dog, I'm riding my highest fucking coattail. I'm right on your guys' back, because whether the internet is fucking a powerful place, dog. They're undefeated. The internet is undefeated. They will always have the best memes. They'll always have the best shit ever. But guess what? They won't always have their fucking friend that really means something to them right next to them, or right there online battling that internet saying, listen, motherfucker, be happy for him. This motherfucker just made a decision on his own, and he was capable to do it. It's not like he's going to be homeless now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, Justin just got knocked out. It's like, oh shit, this motherfucker's never going to golf again. No, that's all this motherfucker does now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like be a friend that fucking, whether it's a win or a loss or whatever in life, dude, it is, be a man, and be a friend, a real friend, that it's not always going to just benefit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, Aaron, like, when you came out with the whole, no longer with Caparo, right? Which me and you gave me a couple weeks notice, or a week notice, whatever, when it came out public. And I thank you for that, because I might have shit my pants if I would have heard it when the rest of the world heard it. I looked at my pictures and I looked back, and it wasn't so much that I was disappointed, because I knew it was a breakup, right? Like, yeah, Cafaro's been there from day one. Yes, they have. But if it wasn't for you, Cafaro would have never been there. And I think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to suck your dick. Okay. Get off of that. Okay, Resdale. But I'm trying to keep it real. And I feel like, people need to give people credit for standing up for what they believe in, or, I feel like, Aaron, you have done more for me as a person than a lot of people have done in the outdoor business. And These people have literally done a lot for me. I've had a lot of great companies I work with and I'm partners with, and I continue to work with them because I love these companies, right? But I feel like I got to give credit where credit's due. You have given me a platform. Let's keep it real, Aaron. You were my first guest on my show, and you've been on many shows with me when you were living down here. You made my show grow so much to give this motherfucker a chance, right? I am so forever grateful for that. My wife, my kids are so grateful for that because, let alone did you probably know what you were doing at the time, but now that you're gone, not my neighbor no more, you're in Wyoming, and we don't do the podcast as much, dude, I know what I had, and I miss it.
Yeah. No, and I miss it too, and I think like with what you're
supposed
saying.
To be crying right now, motherfucker.
Well, I'm not crying, but I definitely. I mean, dude, as you grow older, it's weird. Like people give me shit. I'm doing crossword puzzles and I'm talking about photos, and they're like, "You're getting soft," and it's like, well, maybe I'm getting soft. Maybe I'm maturing, right? Like maybe you're maturing, like whatever. But like
I am.
As far as the separation with Cafaro, I can't go into great detail with that, but it was just time, right? It was just time. They were making decisions. I was making decisions, and, I wish them the best. I think they're fairly pissed off at me and doing some hood rat shit, trying to hurt me. And, I get it.
It is what it is right now.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Here's the thing. You move forward. We're all moving forward. My moral of the story is, Aaron, listen, I was giving you credit. It wasn't because of the company, bro. It's because of you. When I wanted to beat your ass back at No Limits at Phil Shop. When I thought you were a Nazi motherfucker. You know what I mean? And to find out that you invited me and a few of my boys out to the American Bowl when we shot together, right? Which was the most embarrassing time in my life.
It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing for you. I will say that.
But I wouldn't trade that shit ever again. I would do the same thing over, and because I don't want no other outcome. I don't. Because look at us now, 2024. You're my dog. You know what I mean? I literally would do anything for you. You call me, and you 6-7 hours away, and you need me, I'm there. 1,000%, because this is why I'm saying this on the podcast, is because everybody gets Aron Snyder, the fucking backwoods guy, listen, I'm not that motherfucker. I'm not the guy that wants to go in the backcountry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll road hunt this motherfucker. I'm a road hunt motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But no, I want to say, like, that is the least common thing we have interest. What we do have in common?
Friendship.
We have a friendship, right? We do. But like a lot of it is literally, it's just, we can judge good people. Period. We can judge good people, and I only want to surround my motherfucking self by motherfuckers that can hold their own.
Yeah.
Right? And it's facts. And you've made me a better person. I know that for a fact. So I'm not, like I said, man, like I know a lot's happened in your life in the last few months, and when I got the call today saying, "Hey, you want to be on Born Brimley after Cam and Haynes?" Are you kidding me? I just listened to that. Well, guess what? I'm not a Cam Haynes. I'm just a fighter that made it, took a chance, and I coach some of the best guys in the world now, and I love the outdoors. I'm not an outdoors expert, but guess what? I surround myself with all those motherfuckers that can teach me the best I can to be outdoorsman. And to boot, though, I'll say this. Being an outsider looking in, I wanted to be in this industry, and I wanted to be an Aron Snyder, and I don't want to be an Aron Snyder. I don't want to be a Cam Haynes. You can be whatever you want to be if just put it out there. You know what I mean? Like, the internet is yours to take over. Yeah, the iPhone can make you a fucking star. You know what I mean? Like, be you. Don't try to be people that you're not. Don't try to be something you're not, man. Like, be you. You got to believe, be that. Like, motherfucker, I don't give a fuck. I know I'm not trying to be a Derek Wolf. I know I'm not trying to be an Aron Snyder. And God knows I'm not trying to be something I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be the best lover to my wife. You know what I mean? Because there's doctors up in her shit. They have a lot of money up in that bitch. You know what I mean? So,
yes, I do.
I'm trying to be the best lover I can. Right? I'm washing dishes and shit. You know what I mean? I can't go do that. but you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be the best person I can be to my kids. I'm a good father. That's all you can do. Fucking record that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be the person, you want to be. And you'll get followers. You'll do this and that. When you see Aaron, go see Aaron at a trade show, holler at him.
Yeah.
When you see me, come and holler. Like, literally, Aaron, you have given me a fucking platform that I honestly can't be. Like, when you see my picture, my IG and everything, that's you, dog. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. No problem. And I mean, with, everything you're saying or whatever, like, anything to take away from this.
Damn,
like,
I went on a rant.
No, you're good.
That's a whiskey, bro.
Oh, no, you're good. Like, what I was saying, I wish the best for Kafaru. Whatever happens to them, that's on them. I'm doing my thing. I wish the best for all the people around me that have supported me, like you, Lane, Derek, Lance, Cody, all the bros, like all the guys. I wish the best for them. But bottom line, be a good human, be a good person. Like, do your best. Like, do what you can to make the world a better place, not to be weird. And, you and I, throughout the years, which is many, many years, like, we've never had a beef. We've always gotten along. I mean, I say that we fucked with each other a lot, right? But
yeah,
I mean, on a day-to-day basis, right? Like, be happy with what you have. And if you don't have what you want, just work harder for it, right? And I mean, like, that, you're a prime example of that. I mean, dude, let's face it, neither you or I are very intelligent people. You fought your way up. You know what I mean? I worked my way up in the outdoors, and I mean, it's like just...
I got held back at third grade twice, bro.
I didn't say you were fucking special needs, but I mean, if you want to say it, no, I'm just kidding. But, I mean...
there's hope.
Yeah, there is hope.
Listen, bro, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Exactly. But I mean, seriously, like, keep your circle small, make sure that your friends that you have are true friends and just work your ass off, and I can't thank Luke enough for being, my friend. And in the beginning, I mean, Luke, tell the story. Luke wanted to kick the shit out of me. And I thought he and his friends were literally all riding at the back of the bus with big helmets and pads on their bodies. Like when I met Luke, but Luke, tell that story. I mean, I don't give a shit.
Bro. Like I said, like this was something crazy. Like I didn't know anything about fucking Eastman Journal, fucking anything about fucking hunting industry. I didn't even know it existed, right? I didn't know. I thought there was hunters and not hunters. That's it. So I go to bow shop, like I talked about, Bill's. He got me a bow, and I'm an addict, dude. I was like a fucking crackhead shooting that bow, and I go to the 3D side, and I was like when I first started, it was all paper, 20 yards.
Yeah,
get it in the fucking center, cool, right? Like, that was cool. Awesome. I loved it. I got more confident. I fucking started wandering around the shop, and I was like, wait, what the fuck is this over here? The 3D side. And it was fucking animals in foam, and they had trees, and it was fucking Navy SEAL shit, dog. I was ready to put a bandana on, and I was like, whoa, we can fucking shoot these 3D animals, and they're different ranges, like hunting perspective. Like, this is real hunting shit in practice form. And I was over there, and I was Rambo. I ain't gonna lie, I was Mexican Rambo. And I literally was fucking sniping fucking deer, porcupines, rattlesnakes, everything. Well, then I had a Nazi behind me that I thought was a Nazi. Kind of weird how this all happened. This fucking skinhead, big motherfucker too, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Dude, listen, I was fighting at the time. 155 pounds. Right? So I was a little skinny ass motherfucker.
Fuck, you got fat. Sorry, go ahead.
Listen, dog, I'm fucking good, dog. TRT did me wonders. So I literally heard a chuckle because I was shooting behind a tree on one knee, blah, 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 and I looked back and, that movie, what the fuck was that movie with Remy in it? Remember that movie, the football movie, Remy? What the fuck was that movie? The Program. You know that movie, Snyder.
Oh, with Remy?
Yeah, Program.
Yeah, I remember the Program. Who's Remy?
The Nazi. The fucking white supremacist.
Place at the table. Yeah, I don't remember his name was Remy, but I remember that movie. That was right when I was in high school.
The guy that shot everybody, right? Omar Epps' girl, right?
That's not the Program, dude. That's the Last Boy Scout.
No, you're fucking high as hell.
Wait. Omar Epps was in the Program. You're right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He didn't shoot anyone.
He did it, but he shot it. I was referring to you as Remy.
Damn it.
The guy that shot his girlfriend.
He didn't shoot his girlfriend.
Hey, listen, folks. I'm sorry, I don't mean to fucking interrupt this. But listen, go to the Program. Great movie. Awesome movie.
He didn't shoot his girlfriend. He shook her around and threw her on the bed.
Yeah, I know. Remy did. And I was referring to you as Remy, you white supremacist motherfucker, because you had a shaved hand and you were big as fuck. And I was like, God damn, I hope all my fucking skills pay off if this guy pops off.
Who all was with you, though? You had 3 other dudes that fought in the UFC with you.
I had some fighters with me, right? I did. And I did have some fighters with me. And we were all being Rambos, dog. Let's do us, dog. Let's have fun. And we were so, and so we did that. And I was like, man, this motherfucker is getting mouthy over here making fun of us, right? And it was Aron Snyder making fun of us. And I went to the front desk, and thank God Phil was there, right? We were just talking about Phil, right?
Yeah.
And you were working on a fucking Hoyt bow with yellow strings. I was like, oh wait, this guy's a fucking pride fucking faggot or what? Remy smoke. I had every hate for you for a minute. I swear to God. Right? I did. And I kind of wish I would have beat you up because I would have had a way better impact in where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I could be running a fucking more perimeter fucking Tully line. You know what I mean? I'm that guy. But no, at the time I was like, there's no way this guy's fucking beat my ass. Right? Like, there's no way. Right? and literally, did I know? I go to Phil and I said, "Man, Phil." He's like, "What's up?" He's like, "Who's that motherfucker over there?" I swear to God, this is how the conversation went. "Who's that motherfucker over there?" He's like, oh, he's not a motherfucker. I was like, no, fuck that guy. Who's that guy over there? He's like, no, he's not a fuck guy. He's cool, man. Be cool. Be friends with him. I'm like, fuck him. Hey, listen, just close the door. Don't let the cops in, right? But little did I know who you were, right, at the time. Because, you know, hey, if you would have beat my ass, you would have gave my career way less fucking UFC nothing. You know what I mean? Like, ow, fuck. Thank God I didn't do that, right?
I don't know.
I'd have been retired in 2006. I can't be a fucking local guy. So, Phil goes, no, dude, Aron Snyder, he's a big deal in the outdoor deal. He's Caparo. He does rock slides. Check out rock slides. Still, I said, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Right? Because it does the forums. You got to realize where I was coming from, Aaron. Like, I didn't give a fuck about any of that. Like, I don't care. This motherfucker was laughing at me because I was shooting on one knee. And, now that I look back at the situation, I would have kicked my own ass.
Dude, I just remember. Dude, who else did you have with you? What's the dude that was...
Dude, Kyle Nielsen.
Kyle.
The big old deal.
Kyle's fucking awesome.
Ian Bird, like, fucking boys that was fucking... They're huge too, right? Like
I remember I was in fucking Carhartt blue jeans, double knee, and a black fucking sleeveless Under Armour t-shirt, and I was big at that time. I was probably 240, and I'm looking at you guys like, big. What are these fucking morons doing? Like, you guys are doing all kinds of weird shit, and I'm like, maybe you guys should learn to fucking shoot normally before you start doing any Rambo shit, because like you guys were horrible. And then
we were punching the trigger. We were fucking hammering, dude. But when you got in it, we had both. It's all that mattered.
All I was thinking was maybe work on hitting, a baseball at 20 yards before you move on to Rambo phase. And I remember I was talking shit because I was like, these fucking dummies.
You were, and that's honestly what respects me more, because you kept on talking shit like, hey, maybe y'all should think about in a pipe late.
Did I say that? I may have.
Oh, 100%, bro. 100%. Like, hey.
At that time, and I'm not saying all of you wouldn't have beat the shit out of me one-on-one, but at that time, obviously.
Oh, no, we jumped your ass.
Like, I had wrestled, I had fought some, so I was like, I probably could have taken at least one of these motherfuckers, and I just didn't care because it was so fucking funny. And then you were like 160 pounds. Like,
I had more teeth than weight.
But dude, what's fucking crazy is Ian, Kyle, and you have all become very huge supporters and fucking super good friends. And I mean, I don't see Ian that often, but dude, every time I see Kyle, he's a fucking stud. I love Kyle. He's awesome.
He asks about you all the time, dude. He's like, hey, bro, was that good? Everything moved good? You should talk to him? And I was like, dude, we're dark. Just like me and you. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy on what that situation became of it. And like that. I will say this: I am grateful, but I would be grateful if you would have fucking said, "The fuck you doing, dude? Punching that trigger like that." But you did. Of course, I didn't pay you to coach me, but you would have done a lot more than fucking make fun of me in the corner.
Well, hold on. Tell the story after that. So fast forward a ways. You brought Abe, Ian. Did Kyle come too?
Ian, I don't know. I don't.
You want to talk about monkeys fucking a football bat?
Listen. So after that situation happened, we went up to Aaron and I said, "Hey man, we're new to this fucking bow hunting shit, bow skill deal. I didn't even know what to fucking call it, archery, I think, and." Dude, that moment right there just changed my life right there, though. And I will say this because it made me move out where I live at now, and I wanted a backyard that I could shoot 3D animals. And with the bow. Like, I literally, that moment right there was like, I'm not trying to hunt or shoot behind fake Christmas trees in a 3D range. I wanted to do real shit in my backyard. So I'm forever grateful for that, Aaron, that experience. And granted that, yeah, you were kind of cool after I met you, and you invited us to American Bowman, and I was like, this motherfucker's giving us the fucking sympathy invite, because he's about to get his ass whooped, right? I was talking to you. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dude, now he wants to shoot with us. Now he wants to be best friends. But I never heard of this course. But he said it's outside, it's on a mountain, it's real shit. And I was like, Rambo shit? And he's like, yeah, Rambo shit. And I was like, sign me up. Well, the motherfuckers I brought in were all in, but they weren't ready for that shit.
Not the A-team. Not the A-team.
Not the A-team.
Oh, it was
right.
Abe?
Ian had just fought one of the biggest stars in the UFC, and they beat him. And he was the next deal, and he chose no more fighting. He wanted to be a Converse City fucking teacher. The guy that I coached up from the beginning, and knocked out a dude that is now one of the biggest stars in fucking the UFC, and he says, I'm done fighting, I'm gonna be a teacher. Yeah, so fuck Luke. But guess what? The guy dropped his sight, his whole sight on, he pulled it out of the bow case, and was like, what are you shooting? He pulls it up, shows him. Was it not true? Is that not true, Aaron?
No, it was. So keep in mind, it was Luke, Ian, and Abe, and this is now. Keep in mind, this was
Abe is Phil Mendoza's partner.
Abe. What was Abe's last name?
Aria or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. Abe's a good dude.
Abe's awesome.
Yeah, good dude. And so now at this time, though, I am shooting tournaments really heavily. And on a 20 target course, for me to shoot 12 to 20 up is pretty normal. And this is without rangefinders back in the day, right? These poor fucking guys. So Ian's sight falls off on like target 1, right? Like Luke couldn't hit a fucking barn wall from the inside of the barn. And Abe has man tits, right? And I'm making fun of Abe's man tits if I'm not mistaken. And I talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, because he had a rash guard on.
Dude, it was fucking funny.
He had a tight compression shirt on. And I was like, damn, I don't know what it is. Fucking, I'm horny. I'm a horny dude, bro. I'm a horny dude.
It was a fucking... Dude, what was that? 2000... Fuck,
dude,
man.
2010? Dude, no, it had to be like 2007, 8. Maybe 9.
It was a long time ago.
9 or later.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Either way, I feel like it was yesterday, honestly. And here's the thing. The moral of the story is, Aaron, when you fucking find somebody that you're compatible with, you fucking find out, and it might not be right away. Honestly, in this scenario, right? Like, cool. Me and you didn't clash head, and we weren't fucking Tinder matches right away. But here's the deal: when it all comes down, when you meet somebody, and it's always about their social media deals or whatever, but when you talk to them as a human, and I think that's where today's society has kind of went south, is like everything's over text, everything's over a phone call. Like, talk to a motherfucker face to face, because I promise you things will be a lot better, good or bad. Good and bad. I say that because, like, it is so important to talk to somebody in person than over text or over a phone call. And I get it, man. Long distance relationships, friendships, whatever is it. And you have FaceTime, this and that, but there ain't no better deal than having a conversation face to face. And that is kind of like why I have not switched my platform yet, because I love having people guest here in my studio, Aaron. I do.
Oh, fuck. Right on, dude. I appreciate everything, man. I'm going to hang up now, but you've been a good friend to me, and thank you.
Hey, hang up real quick and call me back off the recording.
All right.